We are going live. We are going to go ahead and get those crusts made that I've been promising. Y'all remember the crust and everything I've been promising? Okay, so we got the apples already, and I just got busy. So we are going to make the crust. Let me make sure the camera's mirrored. Okay. So as you're coming on, tell me where you're from. Tell me how you're doing. Let me know everything about you. I'd love to know as much as I can. Like I said, this is just a discussion as we basically bake together. And I'm getting a spoon out now so I can get grabbing every spoon except the one I need. Isn't that the way it usually goes? Okay. So anyway, go ahead and tell me where you're from. Go ahead and like I said, we talk while we do this. It's fun. Like I said, we have some discussions. Just a second here, let me gotta get rid of a couple things there. So as we're talking, we get into some controversial things sometimes. That's okay. I don't mind. So basically what we're gonna do now though, I'm gonna put you in the holder here. And we're gonna get started. And if I can see you talk, I'll answer you. So go ahead and put on there. And yes, we are going to actually, I have decided that I will find a way to make pies for people and then get them, then send it to them, okay? I'm not a professional by any means, so don't think that. But on the other hand, I just think it'd be fun to send people pies from different parts of the country. Because like I said, I've been to all 50 states. I think I've been to all territories of the United States also. And I've been to about 62 different countries. You know, I've had a very adventurous life, I guess you could say. So we're gonna add first. So as we're coming on here, make sure you tell me where you're from. If I go like this, it means I'm getting closer so I can see you. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kirst. Hey, Ann Gordon. Hi, Tyne Byler. Hey, Grumpy Uncle. Art Fernandez. Andrew, how you doing? Alex, what's going on, guys? Make sure you tell me where you're from. We're gonna do what's called a double crust. And then we will put the apple pies in it. In fact, so I don't forget this time, I'm actually going ahead and turning on the oven this time. If you guys remember that correctly, after we did the pecan pies the other day, and I toasted the pecans, I turned off the oven, and I forgot to turn it back on. So I went and I put the pie crust in. Yeah, that was stupid of me, I admit it. So we're gonna make a couple crusts here. So we're gonna make, this should do one double crust. As you can see, I've got 6 pans back there. We should probably do about 5. So what you want is you want 2 cups of flour. If you're going by an older recipe or you have a different type of flour, make sure you sift it. A lot of people don't know what a sifter is. I don't need to sift. This is actually pretty good already. All right, so you want 2 cups. I add a little bit more than 2 because, and then it's okay if you get flour in there. So then you put 2 cups in there. Perfect. Okay. This is where we get kind of messy a little bit. I don't mean to get messy. Keep the flour out. We're not done with it because we're going to have to make some more pies. Crust. This is just to get the first pie done so I can see it. The first one is that I made. So then you're going to add 2/3 cup butter. I already had it from yesterday. That's all right. All right. Pinch of salt. Yep, that's my idea of a pinch of salt. And it is a pinch, believe it or not. If you cup your hand in there, measure it each time, you can actually figure it out. And over time, that's one of those little tricks. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more water because even though it says add about 5 water doesn't, you can add more flour. Let's put it that way, okay? And then I will have to put flour out here when we're ready. Make sure you got your rolling pin. All right, say hi to everybody one more time. Let's see here. Cowboy, Laura V, how you doing? John, how you doing? CJ, Bowlings, Hollywood, how you guys all doing? Make sure you tell me where you're from. And we're going to go ahead and get this crust done. I do it with my hands. So all crusts get done with my hands. Just like they used to do. And that way I can actually feel if it's done, how it's coming along. Believe it or not, there's a reason why I do it with my hands. If you put it in a blender or a mixer and everything, that's fine too. That's your prerogative, you know. I do it like this because I have to feel it. I actually have to be able to feel what I'm doing so that I have enough. And if I don't, then what I'll do is I'll keep doubling it up and it'll all end up, you know, you can feel stuff as you're going. Hey Charles, hey Earl, hey Mary, hey Andy, how you guys doing today? So we're making what's called a double crust, and I'll show you guys the apples here in a little bit. But I figure I'd get this pie crust done. You guys can join me, talk to me, let me know where you're from, let me know what your favorite pie is. I know, it's weird, right? A channel that it makes pies. Well, I do that. I also have the garden videos. I just uploaded when we made the apple pie stuff, so I just uploaded that, and since it's uploaded now I can make the crust, and you guys can join me. This is a bigger bowl. I went downstairs into I got it out of my storage containers because I keep that, like my turkey pots and stuff down there, because they're just too big to keep upstairs. Sounds like one of those one things because it's got a metal bottom to it. So as we're getting it all done, I may have to add a little bit more, because then I'm going to put it out here, because these are the ones we have to roll out, okay? Roll out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little more water, and I'm going to add another cup of flour, believe it or not. And we'll go from there. Let me get some more water. Got a better idea. All right, give me, okay, this is clean, don't worry. Yep. I keep water in the fridge at all times. There we go. So you want to get it beat down really good. You want to get it mixed in there. You start, as you can see, it's starting to come together. And this is supposed to be a double crust. However, double crusts are a little thin because it's to make the top for the apple pie, so when it boils, it cooks. And I'm not joking when I say that the apple and the, it turns into like almost like a lava state. Okay? Or sorry, a magma state, since it's in the pie crust, not on top of the pie crust, right? I know people would correct me on that. Don't correct me on that all the time, okay? So we're gonna do this. We're gonna get this all beat down. I'm gonna add a little more sugar. This is not enough for what I wanna do with it. It doesn't take very long. It's just, I'm talking to you guys. And this particular pie crust, I don't add any egg. It's literally just flour and water and butter, well, lard. I don't add lard. Lard, I have lard, and I make sometimes lard depending on who I'm baking stuff for. More for health reasons, I guess. I can't believe it's not butter. I've used Country Crock. You know, if a place would send me free butter, I'd probably advertise theirs too. I use the salted butter. Somebody just asked me about that. Let's see here, sorry, I don't got it on a big thing. Hey Devin, hey Nana, hey Mary, hey Anna, hey Ann. All right, so got that. So now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put a little flour down there now. Get all the water and everything out of the way. Because I have to kind of roll this out a little bit. So, get that out of the way. I gotta turn my fan off, hold on. Otherwise it's gonna blow that flour everywhere. All right, sorry, I had a kitchen fan on because dissipating the heat a little bit. Got up to past 80 degrees today, which is really nice. All right, there we go. I'm gonna put this back here for everything else. All right. So have a little water ready to go because as that flour goes in there, you're gonna need a little bit more water. But I put flour out while I'm getting it all ready. And then the first pie pan is right here. So I'll keep it down here, I guess. So let's go ahead and make sure it feels okay. It feels all right. But with that flour there, it'll probably, yeah, it'll be a little bit better. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to turn it around. I need to have a kind of a larger area here so that I can come in here and kind of get this beat down a little bit. I'm gonna take it around a little bit like that. Now this one I don't beat like I do my bread. If you guys have ever watched me do bread before, I get mean with the bread because it's a great stress release, but it's also a great way to make sure that the yeast is turning up right. Now there's no yeast in this. Okay, this is just regular pie crust that we're gonna try to, because I'll have to separate it, but I need to make sure that it won't keep breaking on me. That's the reason why you add a little more flour too, because sometimes with this pie crust, because I like to have a flakier pie crust, okay? Nice. My family, they used to be able to just eat pie crust. I don't understand how they could do that. I got a big family too. My grandma had a lot of kids. Both my grandmas did. Love them all, and I got all these recipes from them. So, but as you can see, this one's not ready to go yet. Yeah, he's not gonna be ready. I gotta add a little more water and flour to him. He's not. When he's rolling out and he's cracking too much at the top. So what I'm gonna do, add a little water. All right, that flour I put out over here. Okay, we're gonna put this guy in there, and we're gonna roll him around. He's gonna absorb all that. There we go, and then we're gonna pull him apart so that he can be a little bit easier now. All right, give me some more of that flour in here. Yep, he's coming back together now. Because this is not an elastic like the last one. This is more of a, you know, it'll fall apart if you don't have it done right. So we want to make sure we get it in there. Hey Maria, hey Jean, how you guys doing today? Alrighty, so yep, we're getting her all in there. Hey Lester, hey Louie, how you doing? Hey Gloria, hey Marie Vargas, how you doing? How you guys doing? And I am going to now do this because I do not like this texture so far. All right. Like I said, when you do it with your hands, you can feel what you're doing, and if it feels wrong, you can add accordingly. And if you can add accordingly, it should turn out right. So, okay. Now I do want to add a little more water to absorb some of that flour, just a little bit more water. If I have to add more butter, I'll add more butter. That's okay, I got plenty of butter. I'm not worried about the butter. But like I said, you've got to get the right consistency with the dough or the pie crust. Now, granted, factories, they just put them out and they wait and it's all the exact same. But if you ever remember your mom, grandparents, your uncles, or your grandpa, or your dad, or anybody doing a pie, when they do it, every pie is always different. And especially when you do it by hand. Yeah, I got too much water. Dang it. And me, I make mistakes all the time. I'm the king of mistakes. But there is a method to my madness. I did learn this from some of the best people. It's just like I said, this is not a cooking show. This is just normal. You know, this is what people do, right? We all have a good time doing it. So, as you're coming on, tell me where you're from. Tell me who you are, what your name is, all that good stuff. Okay. I think we're okay there. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to put some more flour down on the table here. Let's get some more flour on the table. This is why I do this separate from everything else. Okay. Is so that, because when you're doing it with the pie and thing, I don't like everybody else with my pie, like the apples stew inside their everything for a day. So when we did this yesterday, I let it stay in because then it absorbs. So I cut the apples thicker. As you can see, when you let it in there longer, then it will be able to absorb into the thicker apples. So if you just keep it in for like an hour or two, like our original recipe would say, it won't stick around for that long. I mean, the thicker apples, and you get a better taste. And then had somebody ask me if it gets too tart, like if you're eating, you don't get the right apple or whatever, add a teaspoon of lemon in with your apples. And what that will do, there we go. I think we're okay now. This feels like it's got the right consistency now. Now, if I can roll it out and see where we're at, and then I'll put it in the pie tin there like I normally do. All right. So yeah, the lemon will bring down the tartness, but you only add like a teaspoon, not even a tablespoon. And if it's still not at the right consistency, if they're still too tart, add a little bit more, that'd be fine. The lemon juice will bring it down, and that is for the apples, okay? Oops, sorry guys, I'll get where you guys can see it. Sorry, okay. So as I'm doing this, then what I'll do is I will go ahead and get it into the bowl. All right, yep, that's the right consistency. The bottom one I'm not that worried about, so I'm gonna go ahead and take part of this, put it into a ball, and now I'm gonna form it inside the bowl. And I'm using glass bowls because the heat will disperse. I like glass better, I always have. So as I'm doing this, and I get going, it looks like my hands are just full of crap. That's okay. It happens like that, right? Hey James, hey Jerry, hey Linda, hey Chewy, hey Lupe. All right. And then this will be the top of the pie. It'll probably be some of the bottom too. I may not have put enough in, but now we're gonna start from the center and start working our way out. Like I said, you have to put love into these pies. And if you put a lot of love into these pies, you can taste it. And I usually pray over it. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of death. Amen. I pray over every one of my pies, so whoever gets it, at least they have a prayer. Now, I know people like, why do you pray? It doesn't lie, you know? It's basically just talking to God. All different religions in the world, you think people would learn to talk to God more. So I'm pretty sure the crust isn't supposed to be so tough. It's not that it's tough. The crust is not tough. I'm just forming it into the pan right now. All it is 2 cups of flour, 2/3 butter, 2/3 cup of butter, or lard, whatever you want to use. What I'm doing now is I'm forming it. It's just because it's an apple pie, I'm trying to make it thinner. So you're right, but this is a old recipe. So if you want to do it right, it's okay. Everybody has their own way of doing it. I'm sure people they're so used to looking at things on TV and then they correct people. But the fact is, this is how moms and grandmas and dads and uncles used to make it. I still make mine. It's also an Amish. This is part of an Amish recipe also. So, and usually I have it in regular metal or tins. What do you call them? So, but I'm trying, because I got to pull a lot of it out, because then when I put the top on, I'm doing it in a way that it'll hold the apples better, and there won't be any glass showing. So as far as tough, it's not tough, I'll tell you that right now. So we don't have a tough pie. It just seems that way because probably, well, we're online, but what it says, it gets in this groove right here, and as you form it out like that, the other crusts I make are a little bit different, which you guys can probably go back. You can go to my YouTube page, or you can go to my other videos, and you can see that I actually make several different types of crust. It all depends on what kind of crust you want to make. This one here will have a top to it, and we're about ready. So once I get that above that channel right there, I'm going to then add the first set, then we'll make some more bread. Okay, so once I get that done, then I'm going to pinch everything, and then I will connect it with the top. That's okay though. Everybody cooks differently, and like I said, I'm not a professional by any means. There we are. And we do all kinds of stuff, but this is a really easy one to make. The pie itself needs to sit for a little while, because you cut the apples thicker. That way you have big apples in it, so when you go into it for a bite, it'll taste really, really good. And then I'm just gonna kind of pinch it up here. There you go. And this particular one, I'm not gonna add a bunch of holes into it like I do the one when I make the other ones. Now, why am I pinching the top right now? Because when I add that top part there, I will now add the apples, and I'll let the apples sit in there while I am getting the other thing done. Gotta add give me a second here. Now, no one ever sees this, but I always add an angel. And I add an angel because I think in life, whoever I give these to, they probably use an angel. Now, let me get the apples out. I'll get the first set of apples. You guys can kind of get an idea. All right, here's the apples. And because they sat, they're in their own, you'll see. This is where I needed my other, so, as you can see those? There you go. Yes, there's butter in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna get it all nice and spread out. Put that in the middle so when it gets hot, it'll actually flow throughout. Now this has nuts in it. This has walnuts, and it also has pecans. Okay, so this actually has walnuts and pecans in it. And you want to kind of almost an airtight seal because this will turn into like a lava mix. There we go. Okay, get in there. There we go. And then this one's going to be the top. Once I get done, then I'm going to make the top at the top. I could either do a lattice top, I could do a weave top. This one's just going to be a hard top because I want these to cook up a little bit better. And it needs air holes, but it doesn't need as many if you do like a lattice top. So you want to go a little bit above the crust. Okay. Get some of that liquid in there. As you can see, it looks really good. It tastes really good too. But this the nuts and everything, that's my mom's recipe. All right, but and then Father Wheeler helped me cut the apples yesterday. Okay, so we got those. I'll put this back in the fridge. Keep it cold until we get to the next part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid on. So we're going to set that aside, as you can see. Now, I know, with a little flour on that, it'll be fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one extremely thin. Okay? And as you can see, it's not tough at all. It's really soft. It's softer than Play-Doh. I don't know why people thought. I mean, I think it's maybe just because of the way the camera's set up, and maybe because I'm in there pushing it to form it the right way. But it's actually not hard at all. It's just I want it to form without cracking around the edges. So this is going to crack wherever those little holes are right there, and that's fine. It can do that. So now let's go ahead and run this out. Bring it down this way. Now some people put the butter in after they get the apples. I add the butter to it and I let it soak in there also. It's just another way of doing it. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. Just another way of doing it. And it gives that flavor, it gives that cinnamon and nutmeg flavor that people like, but you don't want it too strong. If your apples are too tart, add a little lemon juice. Only like a teaspoon though. This here, I'm just going to keep turning it, circling it, because this is what's going to go over the top. I still may do for the third pie, I might do a lattice design, show you guys the lattice design, which is kind of difficult for me. For me, it's difficult. There's also the weave pattern. I don't know how my mom and all them did it. It's like they were just experts. They could just do it. It was easy for them. It's like, okay, well, let it be easy for you then. It's not easy for me. Baking's easy for me, but doing certain designs, I can't. It's kind of like people that can decorate. If I have to decorate any type of food, cakes, or anything else, you're getting a stick man whether you like it or not. I'll put that down. I don't want it sticking on there because if once I get it all and we time to put it on there, then I'll cut around the outside with the scissors. Yeah, I'm not good at decorating. In fact, I'm terrible at decorating. I know some people that are fantastic at decorating. I'm not one of them. Like I said, this is not a Gordon Ramsay show or anything like that. You know, no, we're not. It's about having fun. It's about enjoying, about talking to your friends and family, about having a little time together with people. So then what I'm going to do here, move all that aside, bring this in here like that, and then, alrighty, there we are. And I'm going to cover it just like that. Okay. So now that I got it covered, I will cut around the outside. We're going to take that off. But now remember where I just put that peel in? Now I'm going to do, I'm going to pull it up a little, seal it, seal it, seal it. I need a scissors. Need my scissors. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut now, because then I'm going to tuck. Once I, we're going to tuck it. Okay. Now you put a little butter on the top or a little water, and you sprinkle sugar on the top also after you get your holes in, which I'll show you the holes here in just a second. Okay. And if for some reason you think you need a little bit more dough somewhere, you just take this and put a little more dough in there. All right, there we are. So now I'm pulling up the part I just had, and I'm putting that down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm not pinching yet because I want to make sure I get it all in there first. So I say go a little bit higher with your apples than what the pie crust is. And you put it in there. Good. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. There we are, good. It's almost like you're making a crepe. All right, now go through and pinch. There you go. And then you'll put this in the oven probably about 28 minutes at 400 degrees. Okay, that's all ready to go. So as you can see, it's all sealed. Look around there. It's all right. Haters gonna hate. It's all right. People, they do things differently. Everybody does stuff differently. All right, now I'm gonna put some holes in with a fork. And I'll put some sugar on the top. Okay. Fork. It's funny because some of this will come out and it comes out like magma turning into lava. This stuff's hot too. Okay. Now since I've got butter in there already, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little water to the top, okay? And then we're going to add sugar. So you want to add just a little water to the top. You don't want too much. Just kind of sprinkle it around there, because when you sprinkle sugar on it, okay. I know what you do. That's what you do. Okay, I got more sugar now. All right, then you just take a little sugar. And you douse the sugar right around there. You got sugar on the top. And then I add a little bit of my secret next. So it gets a browner. I don't tell people what this part is. There we go. But it's got some things in there you might recognize. So that was the first one. Don't worry, we got a couple more pies we gotta make. We gotta make some more crust. So I'm gonna put this one in the oven now. See that? See it? You like it? Like it? You look okay. Here, we'll take a picture of it. Okay, so that one's ready to go now. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven, 400 degrees. Make sure it's in the middle. All right, but I also have to, all right, we're gonna turn on the timer. All right, now let's get the next crust ready. All right. This one I'm just going to toss over to the side. I may need it for one of these next pies, which are over there. So, remember what I told you? 2 cups. right, 2 cups flour, dash salt, and you're gonna add 2/3 butter. Let me get the butter out. Where's my knife? I need my knife, sorry. The batter has instructions right there, so. Okay. And I always let the butter sit out a little bit so it gets a little bit soft. And if I need to add more, I will add more. And then I need to add some water. Usually 5 tablespoons to 12 tablespoons, it don't matter. I just kind of guess at it. It's not really guessing when you've been doing it for so long. Say that. All right, then we're gonna get back in there. And once again, we're gonna do what we did before. Just gonna start creaming it up. All right, I need more butter. I don't like that. I need more. I don't. That doesn't feel right now. I can tell you right away it didn't feel right. That's why. All right, so I'm gonna put a stick in. All right, there we go. Get it all nice and get that going there. Okay. And if you need to, there we are. Now, some people, I don't know the name of the different tools that people have that they put in there and they work it in. But it's fun to work it with your hands, you know, because you always wonder why mom and grandma and everybody can pull your hair and like grab a hold of you, like grab your shoulder, like, where are you going? What are you doing? Sorry, mom. Chris, I'm sure none of you all got in any trouble whatsoever as kids, right? Yeah, go ahead, lie to me too. I think we all got in trouble as kids. All right, a little bit more water. All right. I don't understand why people tell me that crusts are complicated. They're actually not complicated. If you use a mixer, it goes even faster, but you know, I like that. Like you said, each one to me has to have I got to make sure it's all in there. Before I get it, I kind of make it in the crust like that, right? Then I start squeezing it together like Play-Doh. And then it starts coming together, and that way I know that it's thorough and every part is has mix in it. Okay. And you're right, sometimes it can be tough, sometimes it can be soft, sometimes it's always going to be different, but it's according to how you like it. See, if you do it on your own, you can put your crust and you can make the crust on how you like it. Okay. So I'm going to add flour, a little more flour, a little more water, and if I have to add some more butter, I will, but I think I'm okay on the butter. Okay, and then it forms the bottom of the pan first. That's what I do, is I form it around the bottom of the pan to make sure that it'll stick. We'll get everything off, and then we're going to put it on here. Okay. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, that looks really tough. It's not tough. It's just me mixing everything together and taking that dough and really just working it in there right, okay? So then when we got it there, okay? And that's kind of what also makes a nice crust. All right, now we're going to put it on here, and then we'll add whatever we need to. Get that flour back out there. All right. So we're going to add a little more water. Okay. You guys make fun of me. I don't care. I have fun when I do this. There we go. Okay. And as you bring it all together, there we go. Just like Play-Doh. I used to love to play with Play-Doh, you can tell. Some of y'all ate Play-Doh. Don't eat Play-Doh. Play-Doh started out as a wallpaper cleaner. There you go, got a little history today. now we got to get the pan ready. Because I told you what we're doing with it. Alright. Alright. So let me get the pan. Alright, this one's going to be a little thicker of a pan. Okay. So being thicker of a pan, I can put that whole thing in there, cut it out, and then do the next one, which I may do. I don't know if I want to do that or not. Maybe I will. Just depends on how thick you want to make it. See, as you can see, it takes up the whole pan if you don't. But I'll do it like that. Somebody asked me, like, this is what happens if you don't separate your dough and you just put it in your pan. Well, then I'm going to have to spend all this time pushing all that to the outside. And this is I'm being joking with this right here. This is not how you're supposed to do it. Okay? So just basically, don't be silly. I'm a silly person. Okay? You only need X amount. Put it in the middle, and then work it to the outside. That's all you got to do. How you doing, Kylie? Mike, May? How are you guys doing today? Okay. Okay. So, now we're going to start working it to the outside. If it doesn't, then we just start over, add a little more water, a little more flour, a little bit of butter if we have to. Just depends. But this is going to be a little bigger than the other one, which means I need a little more crust in here. And as you can see, I'm using the palm of my hand to move it out to the outside, okay? For all you professional bakers out there, don't watch this. I'll just make you mad. It's okay, though. I'm from a town called Quincy, Illinois. Right on the banks of the mighty Mississippi. And over in Hannibal, a lot of you guys know who Mark Twain is, Huckleberry Finn. That's right across the way in Missouri. So, if you guys have ever heard of Mark Twain or Huckleberry Finn, that's right across in Missouri, Illinois, or Missouri, Hannibal, Missouri. We border Missouri by the Mississippi River. We also border Iowa. So we're the westernmost tip of Illinois. The little pregnant belly button that sticks out that everybody looks at when you look at the map, that's where Illinois is at. Everybody thinks we're Chicago. We're nowhere near Chicago. I'm closer to St. Louis, Missouri than I am Chicago. I live 2.5 hours from St. Louis. St. Louis is about 100 miles from here. Chicago is 4.5 hours. So... And Illinois does not agree with Chicago politics all the time. Love Chicago people, just don't like Chicago politics. Okay. There we go. Leave this here. I'm going to start adding the pieces and parts that we need to now in order to get this to come up. That's like I said, it's a deeper dish, so there's going to be more apple in this one. Okay. And once we do that, I just added where it needs to go. And then I'll cut it all off. I'm adding it in the corners and I'm pulling it up. And then it will go in and it'll all match. Alright. It's because I'm talking and I'm not paying much attention to it. Go figure it. Go. Alright. Didn't work with it as much as I should have just a minute ago. That's alright though, we'll work it in now. And then let's get that middle done so it looks nice and neat. It doesn't look neat now, but I will make it neat. It will get to the neatness. Okay. We're getting there. All right, now I'm just gonna set this is a bigger pie crust. Oh, I'm sure you guys have a little different techniques and stuff when you're doing it, which is always good. There we go. I'm gonna send pies to people, my friends and stuff after making this one a little thicker. All right, let's start getting some of this out of there now. Need a little thinner on the bottom. I guess the machine would just go down and sit in there, push it out, take a couple seconds to do. Me, I take a little bit of time and okay, that's done. You can tell it's got an elastic to it. There we go. Okay. This will just be a little bit longer in the oven. Fixing it now. It's fun. This is where the apples are going to go. It doesn't have to be pretty. Might want to make it pretty, but when you cut into it, you want that nice. So you don't want it to be so thick on the sides that when you cut into it. So I'm not going to go around to get it still thick on the sides. It's too thick. So we're going around the sides. How you guys doing, Sherry? Hey, Rosie! Rosie! How you doing, Rosie? Sherry, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? People have watched me make a crust for a long time now. You guys are probably like, what's he doing now? Why is that one? Because it's a bigger pan, and I remember what happened last time. This time I'm making sure that the apple doesn't go everywhere, but I need it to be a little thinner on the sides, and I'm having a hard time getting that done right now because I got to keep working it. There we go. Work it, work it. But when you're working it, you won't want any holes because you can see how thick it is. If it's too thick, you can't. You literally, it's got to be. That's why it's a double crust. Can't be that thick. So me, I am thick. I can't help it. I'm thick in the head. Okay. But what's nice is I'm pulling it up like that, so when I get the next part done, I can wrap it easier. But it's still going to be too thick. Right there in that. This one's gonna, we might only be able to make 3 pies today because this may take all of the, there we go. I feel the thickness. Thickness is okay. All right, now, there we go. Okay. So, we're going to pray over it. All right, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now at the hour of our death. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Like I said, whoever gets the pie, they may need a prayer. And it's my way of putting a prayer into the pie. Don't know if you guys agree with that or not, and it's whatever. All right, let's get that out. Now we're gonna get the apples out. I'm gonna get the other set of apples also, so I'm gonna finish putting these in here. Okay. Alrighty. That. Nope, I gotta get the other one out. Yep, remember, get the butter towards the middle. There we go. And then, I've got more, I got a lot more. Give me a second. Alright. Nope, we need one with nuts. Next, there it is. Okay, next one. Okay. We made a lot of this yesterday. Because what did we do? Alright, so let's get on the outside first. Okay. And this is why I let it sit, is because I got bigger apples in here. I cut small, Father cut small, and I cut big. And when you dig into it, you want to make sure all the apples have the same consistency and the same taste. There we go. All right. So make sure you're getting that in there. You guys can all see. All right. A little bit up past the crust, of course. Make sure they're in there. There we go. All right, now we're going to seal it. I think we got enough in there. Look at me trying to add more. This is what happened last time I used this pie crust, as I burst it out. I put too much in. All right, but I want to make sure when people get these, they're getting the love too. All right, now let's make the top. All right. So as you can see, this is what's now we're going to make the top. So get the top over here. We'll probably need a little more flour and water because it dries out a little bit. All right, I'm going to take a picture of that one. All right. And by the way, the reason why I take a lot of pictures, not with you guys on here, but the reason why I do it is it's my journal. It's how I keep track of how I'm making things, and I can go back and look, and I can see what I'm doing wrong. I can see what I'm doing right. I can see what the changes I got to make are. Okay, we're gonna put this over here, and now because this one, here we go. So now we're gonna get this one out there. I want to make sure that when I roll it out, it's not going to stick, because it sucks when you roll out the top and then. Okay. Okay. Let's get it in a circle now, somewhat. If it starts breaking too much, I will have to redo it, because this is the part I've never been the greatest at. Now the next pie, what I'll do is we'll cut slivers and we'll do a weave on the next one, okay? So if you guys bear with me, I'm trying to figure out what kind of contest I can have where I can actually send pies to people. But I do more than pies. We're gonna do a brisket, and we're known for a lot of things around here. Baking and cooking is something we do here in the Midwest. That's what I was worried about. See, it didn't get in there too well, so flip it over. Keep flipping it now. Let's see if we can get this thing to stretch. I might have to make new flour. I might have to make its own top again. That's all right if we do it. Dang it. Sorry, I don't like that. It's already coming apart. So there we go. Comes apart, you start over. Sometimes you might add a little more flour, a little more water, maybe add a little butter, but you just keep going. How you guys doing? Ronnie, Mail, how you guys doing? There we go. I think that's why they learn to do the weave pattern, because sometimes they get these to be a straight circle. It's almost impossible sometimes. Alright. Alright, I think I'm going to redo this. Make a little more. And use this for a bottom instead of a top. So, if you guys like pie, hit that like button. That helps me out. And if you guys want me to start delivering and start sending pies out to people, we also do I've been thinking about it hard. Had a couple people ask me, say they really like my pies and they'd like me to send it to them. Well, think I figured out maybe a way of doing it. Or maybe I'll just deliver it myself. Who knows? Road trip. A lot of these people from Texas. Texas is a big state. All right. We're getting there. There we go. Still thick. Aren't there either. Okay. Not yet. Okay. Let's flip it again. I don't want to do it like that, but maybe I'll have to. We'll see. I think I got it. I think we're good. Oh, that sucked. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Oops. All right, crack that up. All right, let's do this. Yep, I'm doing something silly, folks. And you guys can laugh at me later. I'm doing exactly what you think I'm going to do. And we're going to do it in style. All right. Oh, that side's not all the way done. All right. And then you flip it over a few times. So yes, I am doing this. Watch. This is the time where you start looking at it, start turning on your recorder and be like, wow, this guy's an idiot. Seriously, you'll be like, what the heck is he doing? Because it's just fixing it is all I'm doing. Okay. I think I'm where I'm supposed to be now. Sorry, I gotta eyeball it from the pie, but now that I put that stuff in the middle, I gotta make sure to take it down. There we go. All right, let's try that. All right, let's put it on. Oh, yep, I did a pie crust like that. All right, so for all you people wondering if this is going to work or not, I'm kind of wondering myself. It'll be all right. Okay, take this part off. Can you guys see right there? Okay. Okay. All right. So if I did it right, there you go. Perfect. Now I'm gonna cut around the outside, get that crust off. You guys see it? Yep. I know. It's not the conventional way of doing things, right? But it works. And if it works, go with it. Alrighty. So, got 3 minutes on the other pie to be before I check it. Alright, so we'll take that off. Put that over here. Alright, now I've got to do this one right. Okay. It's going to be a good fit. Good. Good fit. Good fit. Come on now. Don't mess up on me now. Okay. Good fit. Good fit. All right. Come on. There we go. And if you don't talk to your pies, well then who are you? All right, let's get the next part done here. So, this may be a little thick. I don't think very often. There we go. Take hold with each other. Okay. There. Now that's what I'm supposed to do. Now it's starting to look like a pie off the Looney Tunes. Whoops, what's that? Oh, well, and drag the puzzle piece. Ah. There we go. Sorry about that. They were making sure I was still live. And you know what, TikTok, you know how hard it is to touch the phone without touching a pie? All right. Now I'm going to do it on the outside so I get my fingers a little better. Okay. Now put the water in for the sugar. Remember, just a little bit of water, so you put sugar on here, not very much. I always just do a little cup of my hand, and I kind of spread it around like that. A little bit more, because the sugar has to stick to something. But you don't want very much. All right, get the sugar. Sorry, tell my dad to think of that commercial. All right, there we go. Put the sugar on the top. I'll put my special stuff on the top, and then I'll put that pie in. My other one's about ready to. About ready, in other words. Yeah, you can go ahead and think that this is Parmesan cheese. It's not. It's mine. Okay, so this one's ready to be put in. You guys like that one? Is that one okay with you guys? You guys like that one? Okay. And then I'm going to pray over real quick. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Oh, holes! I forgot the holes. God, that's an important part too. How on earth did I forget that? Oh, because I'm talking. Okay. Holes are very important in these pies so that it can breathe and you don't blow it up in your oven. That syrup in there that forms from the apple sitting in there. I know. That means the other pie is ready. Let's go ahead and put this one in. Take the other one. I'm going to give the other one a couple more minutes. So let me take a look at that. Yeah, he's not ready yet. Okay. I'm going to put him in there. All right, the second one's ready. Now I'm going to put, he's got a bit over here. I'm going to put him All right, let me set the line. All right. So that's how that one looks. If you guys want to take a look at it in the thing. So we got 2 of them in there. Okay.